Good morning, I'm Enrique. This is my little brother Jonathan again. Today we're going to be testing flexibility, blood pressure, skin fold thickness, and girth and flexibility. Okay, so we're going to start off with getting his blood pressure. He has been sitting down for 5 minutes, hasn't been moving around, so his blood pressure should be normal. Okay, let's get this going. We'll find his brachial artery first. Mark it already here. There we go. Let's see. Let's find his pulse again. Alright, so now we're going to go up to 180, and then from there we'll start releasing it air by 2 mercury per second. So he was 120 over, as a 50, over 50. That's yeah, over 50. Oh, that's a pretty good heartbeat. He does work out every day, 7 days a week. So his systolic was 120 over 50. Okay. All right. So for the next test that we're going to do, we're going to be do the skin fold thickness. So let me go ahead and grab my calipers and my little measuring skin fold thickness. Okay, so can you go ahead and stand up for me? Do you mind taking off your shirt, sir? Okay, so I have some of my notes here. So what basically we're gonna do is we're gonna check the his skin fold thickness of his chest. So we're gonna go to 0 on his axillary line, which is put your arms down. So from his armpit would be his axillary line, and then from there, so we're gonna go to 0. So it'll be 0 inches. We're gonna go up to the nipple line. I'll get my marker. That way it's already here. So we're gonna go from the axillary line over to his nipple line, which is 3.5. So half of 3.5 would be 1.5. So we'll just mark it here. Okay. So from there, we're gonna go ahead and grab a 3-inch pool, measure, and as you can see here, he's 5 millimeters on his chest. Always open first, then release. That way you don't pinch your subject. Let me go back over here. Let me go ahead and put down the 5 millimeters. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay. So same thing again. So from the axillary line over to the nipple line. So he's got 3.5 again. So we'll go with 1.5. Okay. Same thing. Grab a 3-inch pull away, grab the belly, and he's going to be a 5 again. That's actually a 4. He's going to be a 4 for this side. And here's the left side. Left side 4. His right side is 5. Okay. Okay. So next we're gonna go to his abdomen. So a little bit. Thank you very much, sir. So we're gonna go 2 centimeters away from the umbilicus. So 2 centimeters away, and then we're gonna mark at 0 centimeters. So let's go over here. 2 centimeters away from the umbilicus. Oh, I don't want to mark you with the pencil. That might hurt a little bit. I don't know where my Sharpie went. Okay. So from here, 2 centimeters is going to be right there. Okay. So right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab my tool here. Okay, so once again, 3-inch pull. Pull away. So it's going to be 9 millimeters, the skin fold thickness on his stomach. Okay, so 9 millimeters. Okay, so now for his thigh. So for his thigh, let's move a little bit over here so that way he has more room. Alright, so for the knees, you have some slight plantar flexion in the foot. Now he bends his knees. Do you mind rolling up your shorts a little bit up to here? Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay, from here, we're gonna go to the inguinal line. So it's gonna be in inches, so by his inguinal line, we'll go to the anterior superior aspect of this patella, and it's going to be right here. So 15, half of 15, so let's go 7.5. So 7. Sorry. So 7.5 right here. Okay. So once again, we're gonna grab 3 inches, and then get the belly of it. And as you can see, we have 9 there for his thigh. Okay. And that was his right side. Let me write down that real quick. Okay, the right side was 9 millimeters. Okay, next we're gonna go over to his next thigh. Okay. Here, once again, we're gonna go over from the inguinal line at 0 to the superior patella. So right around there. And you got 15, so half 15, once again, 7.5, so right around there. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab 3 inches again. So pull away in the belly fat, and we got 10 on this side, so like 10, almost 11, but it's 10. Okay, so now, so that's everything here as far as, so that was the skin fold thickness, so we got 10 on this side. Okay, so next we're gonna measure his girth and of his waist and his hip, so we're gonna check his ratio. Okay, so for his waist, you gotta grab the narrowest portion of his waist. So put your arms to the side again, like that, perfect. So we're gonna turn this way for me. So we're gonna grab the narrowest portion of his waist, so it'll be right here. So let's go. So it'll be in centimeters. That's gonna be. You don't want to pull too tight, and it's gonna be. What is that? That's 79 milliliters. Centimeters, sorry, 79 centimeters. So 79 centimeters for his waist. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is his hip. So to find his hip measurement, you gotta go from the largest portion of the gluteus maximus that sticks out. So let's see. That's like. And we're on the lateral side here, so we're gonna get the biggest portion, so right around there. Okay, on this, and then for his hip, we have 94 centimeters. So we have 94 centimeters for his waist. For our hip. Okay, 94 centimeters. Okie dokie. One second, let me put this together. Okay, so next what we're going to work on is flexibility. Next we're working on is flexibility. So it's going to be the sit and reach test. So basically now we're going to move over here to our tape and we're going to go ahead and put his heels at the 15-inch mark. I already have it laid down, he's already ready to go. And then from there we're going to see how far he can, how far his flexibility is. So go ahead and sit over here. So your heels are going to be up, perfect. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to reach forward, put your hands together, make sure they don't move, don't bend your knees, and you're going to go as far as you can and hold it there for 2 seconds, okay? All right, whenever you're ready. All right, so it's going to be 20, go ahead and move. So he's going to have 21 inches how far he went, okay? So 21 inches, let me go ahead and write that down. 21 inches. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do it again just to see if he gets further on this one. So go ahead whenever you're ready. Don't bend your knees. See, that's an error right there. So next thing. So he ended up getting basically 21 again. But as we can see, like we learned in the videos, that is an error, is lifting up your knees, or if your hands separate from each other. So he did get 21 inches for his flexibility test. Okay. Okay, so 21 inches. All right, so the next test that we're going to move on to is going to be the goniometer test. So we're going to check his range of motion. So let's come on up, Jonathan. Please hop on the table. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to work on is going to be his elbow. So we're going to check the range of motion on his elbow. So we're going to place the axis on the lateral epicondyle. The lateral epicondyle is on the humerus. I don't know, I'm sure you knew that, Professor, but anyone else watching. Okay, so basically his lateral epicondyle is going to be the little bone that sticks out on your humerus. So we're going to find that. So right here. So the axis is going to go, this is the axis right here. This is going to go right here. The movable arm is going to go on his radius on this side, and the immovable portion is going to go on his humerus. So as I hold that down, I'm going to move his arm up until where there's no more movement. So he can't move his arm past that right here. So he has 140 degrees of motion. Yep, so 140 degrees of range of motion for his elbow. So let's see, 140 degrees. Okay. I'm going to set that back to 0. Okie dokie. So next we're going to do his shoulder. So go ahead and scoot more that way for me. Okay, for his shoulder, he's going to be laying down supine, facing up. If you have trouble finding out what supine is, when you hold a cup of soup, how do you hold it? Soup up, supine. So it's going to be arms to his side as well again. So fingers are going to be facing up. And then after that, so he's gonna flex his knees, so bring his knees up to his butt, both of his knees, so that way it lowers his lumbar spine. Okay, so from there, okay, so we're gonna put this stationary arm, the one that doesn't move, on his midline. So go ahead and what he's gonna do is he's gonna move his arm all the way back. So keep your arm straight and move it back, and that's gonna be his range of motion. So the stationary arm, like I said, is going to be on the midline of his thorax, so right around here. And then the movable arm is going to be on the humerus, so it's going to be right there. So it's going to be here. And you always want to make sure the axis is on the acromion process. So you kind of have to, palpate and feel for that acromion, which is right here. But you kind of have to go off of I. So basically, if there's acromions there, and so go ahead and move your arm for me up again. You kind of have to gauge where that's going to be. So if it's right around there, so the acromium's going to be right around there, midline right here somewhere. And like I said, so we're going to move his arm right here. So he has 10 degrees of range of motion for his shoulder. So let's write that down. 10 degrees. Okay. So next we're gonna do the hip. So for the hip, for the hip, it's going to be in the middle of the pelvis, and the movable arm will be in the midline of his femur. Okay, so 1 second. Sorry, I just looked at my notes real quick. So for his hip, basically all he's gonna do basically put his feet up to his butt, as far as he can go, and then how do you call it? The immovable one is gonna be on the on his femur, and the movable one is gonna be on his fibula. So basically, it's gonna be like this. So you're gonna find the it's the lateral condyle of the femur. Just to make sure. Yeah, so the lateral condyle of the femur. So we're gonna put it right here. Go right here. Okay. And for his range of motion, it's gonna be 45 degrees. No, it's 35 degrees. So 135 degrees of range of motion. So let's go ahead and write that down. Okay, and for the last one is going to be his knee, the range of motion on his knee. So basically, you're going to move. So put your arms to your side, bring your knees up to bring your knee up to your butt or up to your chest. So one knee. So do this. Okay. So basically, on this one, what we're doing is basically the same thing. We're going to keep the immovable arm on the femur, and then from there we're going to keep this one on his patella. The only difference is. So he's gonna be so the station arm is gonna be in the middle of the femur, so the middle of his femur, so right around here, and then the movable arm will be on the middle of the, sorry, oh, I was reading my wrong one. I'm so sorry. So lateral medial, so that's gonna be on the lateral condyle of the femur. Sorry, having trouble with my anatomy at the moment. So we're gonna have his axis here. Okay. Yeah, so basically, for this one, the movable one's going to be aligned with his lateral malleolus, so the little ball on your foot. And then from there, we're going to go and we're going to see. So let's see. So right around there, that's his range of motion. And his body is straight there. That's going to be 127 degrees of range of motion. Okay, so let me go ahead and write that down. Okay, class, so that was lab 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next week.